Greetings! It's the moment you've all been waiting for. You've seen the top 10 movies of 2019. You've seen the top 10 games of 2019. But have you seen the top 10 weather viewers of 2019? Well, here we are, and this is it. And, well, basically, these are my favorite weather viewers of 2019. And you're gonna maybe disagree with me and maybe have some other examples. And please leave a comment if you've got them. I want to see them because these are fantastic things, really amazing. Let's get started by just saying what I mean by a weather viewer. It has to go kind of like it's a full screen kind of dedicated viewer that's online and free. It has to be free. So that rules out things like some things. It rules them out. So let's get started with number 10. At number 10, I've gone for the Bureau of Meteorology's dedicated satellite viewer. And part of the reason why I've gone for this is because they're one of the few agencies, weather agencies, that actually has made the effort to make a dedicated satellite viewer. And also it has, I think it's the only one that has lightning for Himawari 8. But it does, the limitation is that it is only for Australia, but it does cover also Indonesia, although it looks like the lightning maybe not. So, you know, it's not exactly widespread, it's a bit limited, but, you know, as far as weather agencies go, this is actually pretty damn good, and it puts some other agencies to shame. At number 9, I've gone for VenttoSky, which is a weather viewer that is very pretty, as you can see, and I'm kind of new to this one, so I'm getting the hang of it, but it's really, really nice. And you can see they've got the labels in Japanese, which I like, as well as English. And as I said, I'm not that familiar with this, but it looks very good. It's it's pretty much the most pretty model viewer out there, with the possible exception of another one later in the list. At number 8, I've gone for EarthNoView, and one of the reasons why it's not higher is that I can't seem to get it to go fully full screen. Well, actually, it's essentially a very, very pretty viewer. It has a lot of interesting variables, and they've introduced some new interesting stuff. It's pretty great. The only thing is that I just don't use it because I'm looking for sort of certain specifics, and looking forward in time, it's a little tricky to use for forecasting. But anyway, it is amazing. They've got different projections. Look at all this. So I'm probably going to look more at this in 2020 and try and use it more in my videos. At number 7, I've got State of the Ocean Podak, whatever it's called. Now, this is a slightly quirky viewer, I would say, but it's fantastic. The first thing is you've got to click this variable down the bottom to get today. If you have the link, go back in time a few days in order to get the sea surface temperatures, and this is really what it's all about. Ocean temperatures. You can do the sea surface temperatures, and you can do the sea surface temperature anomalies. You can add lots more layers. They got a lot of good stuff on here. You can do so the anomalies, but one of the things they've got is they've got MODIS overlays, and I'm going to look at this in a future video in order to kind of explain this a bit more. So let me know in the comments if you want to know more about this, but essentially you've got the sea surface temperatures, anomalies, and MODIS, so you can see the evolving tropical cyclones, you can see the energy. It's great. At number 6, we're really entering the cream of the crop now. I mean, these are top class, really just the absolute bomb. This is Real Earth by SSEC. I don't even know what that stands for, but they have global infrared, and this is the key thing. You have to go to global and then down to infrared. I mean, I say this is the key thing. This is the key thing that I look at. There's a million other stuff on this. Select global infrared tops and you get a loop like this, but it goes back, and they have a archive that can go back quite a fair way, maybe a couple of weeks or so, I'm not exactly sure. This allows you to create animations for anywhere in the globe, and it's not restricted to area. The problem is that it is very, very US centered on a lot of the products, and it's often difficult to tell which products are not US centered and which are US centered. So this one says continental US, but a lot of the other ones are, I think, continental US. So anyway, at number 5 we've got windytv.com. Is it windy.com or it used to be windytv.com? I'm not sure exactly, but it is an amazing model viewer primarily, and it has both GFS and ECM, the European Center model. I'm looking at the European Center model right now, and as you can see, they've got a ton of variables. It's really a fantastic piece of work, and potentially could well have been number 1, but there are a few others coming that are just so incredible that this has to be relegated to number 5. But who knows, if they continue with this work next year, number 1. At number 4, I feel almost shameful putting this above Windy, but the reason why I'm putting the NICT Himawari 8 viewer above Windy is because it is so pretty. It is a beautiful viewer of the Himawari 8 view, and it is full disc. And not only that, my god, what happened there? It has the option to animate. It has some other focused views, but perhaps a key thing is they do have the option to download full disk images. Now when you do this, we're talking huge files and it takes a bit of time to work out, but this is a really great resource. It's so beautiful, it has to go to number 4. Okay, these top 3 could go either way for me, but I'm putting it at number 3, the absolutely phenomenal NASA Worldview, and it has the polar orbiting Terra, Acra, and Modis images. They're beautiful, they're very well displayed. The only thing is, I would say that the clouds tend to be a little over brightened and you can't really see the detail. It has a ton of options and layers, and they've recently even introduced animated global stationary loops, which can be done within NASA Worldview. So it's stunning, it's fantastic, it's been fantastic for years, and I don't know what else to say about it. Well, I mean, it has fires. Well, this is a big issue right now. You can put on the fire thermal anomalies, so you see where the fires are. Absolutely fantastic work, free to anyone. What more can you say? I mean, there's just tons of stuff here. It's incredible. What could be possibly better than NASA Worldview? Well, I mean, I'm not sure this is technically better in any sense, but for me, I've been looking at it more. It is amazing. EO browser, Sentinel 2 imagery. I mean, it's better in the sense that it is far more detailed, and they have put in a ton of effort to adjust, so when you see the clouds are overexposed, you see the detail coming in, give it time to load, and the key here is to click on the visualization thing, the editing thing, and reduce the gain, reduce the gamma, and then in that sense the clouds will become more detailed and real. Now also, I mean, where do you start? Well, if you go over, let's just quickly go over to Australia, right? We've got all the fires. I mean, I'm doing this all in real time. So there's Newcastle and Sydney. So there's a fire here. Go on the results, search, Sentinel 2, search, and you'll get a bunch of images of the most detailed stuff. Go back, you'll see a fire, visualize, get it up. You've got an incredibly detailed view of the fires over and near Sydney. And if you go to false color urban, click on here, you'll get the heat signatures straight up. Now it has a ton of options for scripting. I'm not so good on the scripting, but there are places where you can just copy and paste the scripts in order to get the details. Absolutely incredible viewer, but it's beaten by one more. And here it is. For me, the viewer weather viewer of the year 2019 and perhaps 2018 is RAMB Slider. Why? Well, I mean, just look at it. It's fantastic, it's versatile, and well, one day I was on this thing and I looked at the click down box and they had added Meteosat 8 and 11, which means that they're got full global coverage now. You can click to any of these ones. The Meteosat ones they don't have as many options as the Himawari 8, particularly GOES 16 and GOES 17. But I mean, global coverage, incredible zooming capabilities, and if you go to GOES 16 and GOES 17, you've also got you can add overlay of the lightning density, energy density, so you see where all the lightning is and the thunderstorms. And beyond that, I mean, you've also got fire. They've got the fire temperature thing. So if we jump over to Himawari 8 and go to Australia again, then we've got look down at the fires and add an overlay for the fire temperature, and we should begin to see the fire temperature. Yep, there are the fires there, and the download options are kind of hilariously challenging for me, perhaps because of a slow connection, but essentially you can download GIFs, post them on social media, and do all that kind of malarkey. So this is just absolutely mind-blowingly brilliant. RAMB Slider, phenomenal. So that's it. Let me know if you've got other viewers that I haven't heard of. I want to hear about them, and if I've screwed up and you think that something should have been on this list, then I'm going to do another one later on. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We're going to look at a lot of cool stuff here.